What if I told you the most dangerous carbohydrate in the world isn't sugar, not even close? In fact, it's something far sneakier, a silent saboteur that hides inside your everyday meals while wearing a zero-sugar badge of honor. Sounds innocent, right? But this carb spikes your blood sugar higher than sugar itself. It can set off a domino effect in your body, leading to insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, fatty liver, and even cardiovascular damage. Hi everyone, welcome back to Senior Health, the channel where we uncover the truth behind everyday foods and help you live longer, stronger, and smarter. Today's topic might shock you because it's not about the usual suspects like candy or soda. It's about a carb so common that most people eat between 65 and 250 pounds of it every single year without even realizing it. Here's the frightening part. This non-sugar carb triggers massive spikes in your blood sugar, fuels visceral fat, that's the fat around your organs, and feeds the bad bacteria in your gut while starving the good ones. It's also incredibly inflammatory, linked to joint pain, gut issues, and the small, dense LDL particles that invade your arteries. And yet, it's everywhere, in gluten-free foods, protein shakes, cereals, baby formulas, even healthy snacks. It's dirt cheap, costs about $5 for a 25-pound bucket. And the reason it's so cheap is because it's subsidized by taxpayers. In other words, we're all paying for something that's quietly making us sick. So what exactly is this mystery carb? The one more harmful than sugar, yet somehow not even classified as one. We're about to expose it.
The culprit behind this health crisis isn't sugar, it's industrial starch. You might know it by other names: modified food starch, cornstarch, maltodextrin. These aren't the wholesome starches your grandmother used when she made mashed potatoes. These are lab-engineered powders that have been stripped, bleached, and pulverized until they're nothing more than glucose bombs waiting to detonate inside your bloodstream. So what exactly makes it so bad? Let's start with how it's made. Natural starches, like the kind in vegetables, are long chains of glucose molecules. When you refine them in a lab, those chains become fragile. The protective bonds that normally slow digestion are destroyed, leaving behind a powder that turns into sugar faster than even pure glucose. That means your blood sugar spikes higher, faster, and for longer every single time you eat it. Industrial starch isn't added for nutrition, it's added for volume. It's a filler, a way for companies to bulk up foods cheaply. That's why you'll find it in everything from sauces and soups to protein bars and energy drinks. And thanks to agricultural subsidies, manufacturers pay next to nothing for it. In the US alone, more than 21 billion pounds of this starch are produced every year. It's a $5 ingredient disguised as zero-sugar health food. According to Dr. Robert Lustig, the pediatric endocrinologist famous for exposing the dangers of hidden sugars, processed starch acts like sugar on steroids. And researchers at the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health agree. They've linked refined starch intake to insulin resistance, inflammation, and visceral fat accumulation. It's a cheap ingredient with an expensive cost: your health. So yes, you could avoid candy and still have your blood sugar skyrocket just from the healthy cereal in your pantry.
Now let's talk about what happens inside your body when you eat this industrial starch. Imagine throwing gasoline on a campfire. That's what it does to your blood sugar. Within minutes, your glucose levels soar, and your pancreas rushes to pump out insulin to bring things under control. Over time, this constant flood of insulin wears your cells down. They stop responding properly, a condition known as insulin resistance, the first major step toward type 2 diabetes. But the damage doesn't stop there. This starch also helps build visceral fat, the toxic fat that surrounds your liver, heart, and intestines.
According to research from the Mayo Clinic, visceral fat releases inflammatory chemicals that disrupt hormones, stiffen arteries, and accelerate aging from the inside out. Dr. Mark Hyman from the Cleveland Clinic has called this type of fat the body's hidden time bomb. Your gut also suffers. Modified starches destroy balance in your microbiome, feeding harmful bacteria while starving beneficial ones. This imbalance leads to bloating, inflammation, and even brain fog. Harvard's Department of Nutrition found that people who consume high amounts of refined starch experience a sharp drop in gut diversity, which scientists now link to autoimmune issues and chronic disease. And let's not forget your arteries. Those zero-sugar starches can raise your levels of small, dense LDL particles, the kind that actually penetrate arterial walls and form plaque. Studies from the American Heart Association confirm that refined carbs increase cardiovascular risk even more than certain fats do. In short, this isn't just a bad carb, it's a system disruptor. It hijacks your metabolism, inflames your organs, and rewires your gut, all while pretending to be healthy.
Now, let's peel back the curtain on how this industrial starch is made, because this part might make you push your snack bowl away for good. The refinement process isn't just mechanical, it's chemical. When food manufacturers modify starch, they don't mean it got a cute makeover. They mean it's been soaked, bleached, and treated with compounds that should never belong in your body. One of these chemicals is sodium trietest phosphate, often used in detergents. Studies from the National Institute of Environmental Health Sciences have linked it to kidney stress, arterial calcification, and bone mineral loss. Another additive, vinyl acetate, is classified by the International Agency for Research on Cancer as a possible human carcinogen. And then there's sodium hypochlorite, better known as bleach. It's used to whiten the starch and break it down further. While it's regulated in water as a potential carcinogen, it's oddly self-regulated in food production. Manufacturers also use emulsifiers and stabilizers that interfere with mitochondrial function, the energy-producing engines of your cells. Excess consumption has been shown in European Food Safety Authority reports to accelerate cellular aging and oxidative stress. So, yes, the stuff that thickens your favorite foods may also be aging your arteries and kidneys faster. And here's the catch. All these chemicals are grouped under a category called GRAS, or generally recognized as safe. Sounds comforting, right? But here's the twist. Many of these additives have never undergone long-term human studies. Companies decide for themselves that their ingredients are safe, and regulators often take their word for it. As Dr. Joseph Mercola once said, in modern food manufacturing, safe means untested until proven otherwise. So when you read modified food starch on a label, remember, it's not just starch, it's chemistry pretending to be cuisine.
Now that you know what industrial starch really is, let's face the scary part. It's everywhere. Walk down any grocery aisle, and you'll see it hiding in plain sight. Chips, crackers, cereals, breads, noodles, sauces, protein powders, even so-called organic and gluten-free items. It's disguised under different names, but it's the same cheap filler in a new costume. Here's how it sneaks into your diet. Most ultra-processed foods are made of 3 core ingredients: sugar, seed oils, and starch. Sugar makes up about 5 to 20% of those calories, seed oils around 20 to 35%. But starch? It's the bulk of it, 55 to 75%. That's what gives chips their crunch, crackers their snap, and cereals their fluff. And when you combine starch with seed oils under high heat, like in fries, chips, or pastries, you create a toxic cocktail. The starch oxidizes, the oil breaks down, and together they form compounds that damage cell membranes and inflame tissues. Dr. Chris Nobby, founder of the Cure AMD Foundation, has shown how this exact combination drives the epidemic of obesity, diabetes, and even cognitive decline. It's especially alarming for older adults. Studies published in the Journal of Nutrition and Metabolism reveal that over 65% of children's calories and 55% of adults' calories now come from ultra-processed foods. Teenagers consume over 100 pounds of industrial starch per year, and adults average around 67 pounds. It's no wonder chronic diseases are skyrocketing. So what can you do? Start by reading labels. Look for words like modified food starch, maltodextrin, or cornstarch. Avoid snacks that list seed oils in the first 3 ingredients. And if you want an easy shortcut, use food scanning apps that highlight starch, sugar, and oil ratios instantly. Industrial starch doesn't nourish. It doesn't repair tissues. It's not food. It's filler. And the best way to fight back is with awareness. Thank you for watching Senior Health. If you found this eye-opening, hit like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who still believes zero sugar means zero danger. Stay informed and stay healthy.